randomly met Aaron at a book signing, and as you've heard, it's been an amazing week ever since. So, we want to welcome to the stage Mark.
Hey guys, now I know a best man speech is supposed to involve me embarrassing Aaron.
Not you, everyone else.
The first one is Aaron is really hard to embarrass.
Hi.
And the second one is that he seems to love embarrassing me. It seems to always happen in the other direction. So I'm going to try and make up for it a little bit tonight. But first off, I just wanted to show you the kind of person Aaron is by letting you know some of the ways that he's embarrassed me. So the first one is I arranged a surprise 32nd birthday for Aaron. And Aaron knows that I'm a shy person that likes to just hide in the corner. And his birthday wish, when my kids asked him if there was anything in the world that you wanted, what would it be? It was for me to dab in public, which I think is highly embarrassing. But Aaron, because of that, I think on your wedding day, could I please get a wedding dab? Can't do it without. Now the second one is that my family, we come from England, and we have midwinter Christmas, because for us, Christmas has to be cold. And Aaron comes along to our midwinter Christmases, and it's great to have him there. But we have a present game where you're supposed to spend $10 on a present. Aaron brings the most expensive presents all the time. So sometimes it's like a wholesale box this big of ready salted crisps, or it's an office chair or something like that. But the worst one by far, and I'm going to show you this one. This is absolutely horrific. Aaron got me a pair of trousers. This is me. He asked me, he said, "Hey Mark, can I have a picture with you?" And I stupidly just sent him a picture, and the next thing, this is a midwinter. That's terrific. And the third one, like even just a few weeks ago, Aaron took a bad joke to its logical conclusion and bought me a gift certificate to go and get a colonic irrigation. So just swearing and cursing at Aaron the entire time. This is not fun, but I suppose it has to be done.
It's because I love you, Mark.
So, I'm sure everybody here knows that Aaron's a bit different. He's on the spectrum. He acts in really weird ways. He can be really passionate, and he loves to talk about things in depth. But then you'll find him suddenly just needing a breather. He's run out of energy. I found him on the steps earlier, just relaxing for a few minutes, because it looks like he'd run out of puff. When I first met him, he just wanted to talk about technology, and it was really good to meet Aaron. He was very keen, very excited, but he wanted to talk to me about things like refresh rate versus resolution. Which one is better? He wanted to talk about CEC, and then later on...
It's amazing people don't understand it though. No one here understands it at all.
He spent 2 hours trying to teach me about the intricacies of VSync.
Yes.
Different types of VSync. Nobody else in this room knows what the hell I'm talking about. But Aaron and I, we know what we're talking about. Now the conversation is about Zigbee versus Z-Wave. I think we've had that one in the last few days. And Rachel, honestly, the next time he tries to have this kind of conversation with you, just tell him to phone me. Honestly,
I love you, Matt.
One thing that interested me with Aaron when I first met him was his love of asking questions, and apparently this is something he used to do with his father. Just lots of weird and wonderful questions all the time. And I was trying to think of what kind of questions he asked. And it was the kind of thing like, "Hey Mark, look at this bottle of chili sauce. How much would I have to pay you to drink that whole thing?" So Aaron, I have a bottle of red chili sauce here. Next time you're out of my house, I have Carolina Reapers if you want to eat them.
How's your plumbing system now?
So it's been amazing to see Aaron evolve from a naive, hyperactive young man to someone who's still hyperactive, but at least a little bit less naive. It's been a rocky journey at times, especially when it comes to dating. And I'm just going to give you one story. I have lots of very embarrassing stories about Aaron's dating, but I'm just going to give you one. He had quite an intense relationship for a while, and it ended badly. He ignored the advice of me and his friends, his family, even his lawyer. His lawyer said, "Don't do this." I'm going to do it. So that's what
They really did.
So this relationship came crashing down around his ears. It was not good for Aaron for a while. And he was upset, and he wanted to show people he was upset, and he wanted to do what other people do. But because Aaron's autistic, like he doesn't really sometimes get how he's meant to act. So he's like, what do people do in movies and on TV when they've had a breakup? They get drunk. So Aaron went out and bought himself a bottle of vodka. So he goes home with the vodka, decides he's going to get really drunk because this is what other people do. So he gets drunk, and then he thinks, I know what will be good now I'm drunk. I'm going to post about my relationship on social media.
You won't fuck any of them, I swear.
So I start getting messages from friends going, is Aaron okay? Like, posting is really weird. So okay, I'm going to have to give him a call and have a chat. So I call him up. By this point, he's half naked in bed, seeing Aaron's lovely bare chest. And this isn't the weirdest part. The weirdest part is the room is red. And I'm like, why the hell is the room red? Turns out Aaron had decided he was going to try out home automation. And because he was drunk, he couldn't speak properly. And so every time he tried to get Google to do something, he did something different. So he's sitting there with this red light on, bearing his heart to me, talking about how he's never going to find another woman, he's going to be alone for the rest of his life. And then he's getting pissed off with his own automation. So he's like, Google the lights. And suddenly the lights go from red to blue. And he got so angry, he was just screaming at his house, which was hilarious. So that was an interesting time. I don't think I've seen you that drunk in person. No, one time.
Oh, yes, you have.
Midwinter Christmas after a breakup, we saw you drunk.
It wasn't a fun time for anyone, Mark.
Everybody just had to suffer listening to you.
Everybody's so nice to suffer listening to me.
Alright, so that's my one big embarrassing story. So Aaron is amazingly generous. He's an amazing person, always there to help us. I'm sure everybody here, it's already been talked about with his IT help and things like this. He always wants to be there to help people, even if sometimes his generosity involves my face on a pair of trousers. Thank you, Aaron. And to his ex-girlfriends, I can imagine that having been with Aaron, it's probably something of a roller coaster ride, right? Like, not understanding Aaron and why he's doing things and what he's going through. I can imagine for his ex-girlfriend that was a pretty hard thing. Thankfully, it seems like with Rachel, he's finally found someone who just understands this. She understands what everybody's going through. She really gets him and his weirdness, and she's willing to cope with that. So, I would like to propose a toast to Rachel. For putting up with Aaron. I guess for taking him off my hands.
To Rachel! Thank you very much, Mark.
Anytime.
Thank you, Mark. Last speech of the night. I want to welcome up father of the bride. Needs no introduction to most, but he is a retired farmer, part-time musician, humanitarian extraordinaire. Give it up for Rob Kerr.
This is going to be good. Hi, Rob. Oh, wow! Yes, the first two words I want to say tonight are, oh, wow! Look, it's been a great day, hasn't it? And I really loved Charlotte until about 25, 30 minutes ago when she landed that impeccably, beautifully prepared, beautifully presented speech. And she's honoured her parents, Rex and Denise, and there is a gap for Adele and I not having them here to share on this occasion. There's a sense in which if I was a great poet or a great auditor, a great orator, that's the one. I'll leave the auditing to you. About the last thing on one of my farm accounts is a great auditor. That I would honour the generations, the Rex and the Denises, and the generations before them to the point that we now have this man beside us, Aaron, and on Rachel's side, I would honour the generations, because there's a sense in which no person is a person just of themselves, but they're a part of an ongoing community, they're part of an ongoing family. And today, as we celebrate this marriage, as we celebrate in a wedding, we are celebrating the thing that is family, and family is great. Whether we're a stable family, Charlotte, I think probably you've got a little bit more to get to know us. Look, we'll take the bouquet anyhow. Thanks so much. I'm 58. Now it's quite a dangerous age, 58. Now I know you're all sitting there looking up at me going, no, he's 70 at least. But I'm 58, and at this age you're quite dangerous because you realise that your perception of life is quite inaccurate. The things that you were quite sure about have moved on, and I thought, I think I'm going to my daughter's wedding. Well, I know I'm going to my daughter's, but what really is a wedding today? So I thought, you do what they do, these modern people do. You pick up a device and you get to Wiki, and Wiki says that a wedding is a ceremony in which two people are united in marriage. Wedding traditions and customs vary greatly between cultures, ethnicities, races, religions, denominations, countries and social classes. Most wedding ceremonies involve the exchange of wedding vows by the couple, presentation of a gift, offering of rings, symbolic items, flowers and money, and wearing a dress. Now, it goes on and on, but it nowhere does it include spreadsheets, directives and ultimatums, which I kind of thought must have been a bad miss. But just as diverse as weddings are, of course, marriages are too. And perhaps today, more than ever, there's different for each couple who enter into marriage. As individuals in each marriage differ, so does the marriage. Now, I don't have a lot of experience in baking cakes, but I have baked a few cakes. And like baking cakes, marriages need some ingredients. You sort of need some flour, some milk.
The eggs, by the way.
Definitely eggs, Aaron. And I guess they might in some way represent the values that you bring into your marriage. But you also need, to make a cake a real winner, you need some spice, you need some flavour, and you need something a bit fruity on top, perhaps.
What are you saying, Rob?
Guys, you know me well enough. I'm not going to suggest today what the recipe for your marriage should be. And I'm not going to try and give you any advice, but for you to review the two main ingredients in your marriage, which is yourselves. And just as the years go by, and therefore the temperature and the ingredients change over time, that you keep looking at that recipe. Aaron.
Hi.
It is said that the most important attribute of a bride is low expectations. Can I suggest...
You're my role model there, Rob.
Yes, indeed. But I think you might have lucked out there, mate. But with great expectations brings a world of possibilities, of living life as an adventure. You have a wonderful sense of fun. Laughter is never far away, particularly when playing charades, which has been covered. So hold on to that. It may be lucky enough that you are blessed with 3 lovely, intelligent, gifted children whom you're proud of.
Unlike you.
In our case, 2. But Jared will get there in the end.
Where's he go?
Sorry, Jared.
I love you, Jared.
Jared's always been listed as the favourite, so I thought thought I'd just bring him down. Look, I think you guys will make amazing parents if you're blessed, lucky enough to have children. Now, Aaron, you enjoy fixing us up with the latest, electronic challenge, and I guess
You're the latest electronic challenge.
Now I know that belief in the divine can be a contentious thing, but it just seems quite remarkable that God would send you our way to sort out all our deficiencies when it comes to things all technological, no matter what the gadget. I've never heard a human talk with such passion about a light dimmer.
You want to learn it? Come ask me.
I've gone to spiritual conventions, I've gone to retreats, I've sat in prayer meetings where we try to move mountains, and yet this man on the topic of a light dimmer would leave them all for dead. So tremendous. Rachel has a very capable BS detector. Something to bear in mind. I feel a sense in which I'm a fake today, in the sense that really, in the busyness of running a farm, that Rachel was very much brought up by her mother, and almost an absentee father, as I was there trying to hold a business together while Adele did such a great job raising the kids. And we have in Adele, of course, a wise woman. To quote those great lines from Blackadder, 2 things you must know about the wise woman. That wisdom that in my absence running a farm, put you in front of the TV and had you watch Blackadder, I'm sure will stand you in great stead. As is being said, you've found yourself a good woman, a great woman, but we acknowledge that in you, Rachel has found a really, really good man, a great man. We believe. And it's really neat, because when you really trust your daughter like we do, and know her wisdom, and know what a good kid she is, even though she's turning 30 in a few weeks, which is a bit of a problem, because I view the world from the lens of about a 19-year-old myself.
That explains a lot. It explains so much, Rob.
I don't know if older guys still feel like this. I don't feel any older until I try and tie my shoelaces. And then it's suddenly about 3 foot further away than it ever used to be. It creates an enormous amount of pain. And then there is that occasional glance where you're going past the mirror and there's a guy approaching 60 looking back at you. But old as I am and broken as I am so thrilled that I've got a daughter that has made a good choice. And Aaron, you're very much part of that good choice. So well done. I really felt under pressure, and Charlotte just spoke so well, and that just amped it up about 200%. There's been so many great Father of the Bride speeches over the years, isn't it? There's enough older folk here to remember Ronnie Barker, some of the great skits he did as Father of the Bride, and everybody's, if Rachel had only, we're so thrilled, about Rachel marrying David, and David's just fantastic. But if only she had married David, that was one of the great sketches. And Rowan Atkinson's made a work of them. There are some great raconteurs here that have had me crying with laughter. But there is a sense in which I want to leave some serious thought, some thought that is on my heart. And we live in a world that is broken, isn't it? And it has challenges. And it needs good people to stand up for what is right. And I know, Rachel and Aaron, you have a sense of what is right. And I came across, in my lack of my own inspiration, this in Proverbs 31. A wife of noble character who can find? She is worth more than rubies. Her husband has full confidence in her and lacks for nothing of value. She brings him good, not harm, all the days of her life. She selects wool and flax and works with eager hands. She is like the merchant ships, bringing her food from afar. She gets up while still night and provides food for her family and portions for her female servants. Looks good as they're going to be successful enough to have servants, I guess. She considers a field in Ashurst, apparently, and buys it. And out of her earnings, she plants a vineyard. She sets about work vigorously. Her arms are strong, I can vouch for that, like others, for the task. She sees that her trading is profitable and that her lamp does not go out in the night. In her hand she holds the spindle and grasps it with her fingers. She opens up her arms to the poor and extends her hands to the needy. It's been really cool working alongside you in the last couple of years with some of the stuff in Cambodia. When it snows, she has no fear, for her household and all are clothed in scarlet. She makes coverings for her bed. That's probably more likely Adele than Rachel, but there you go. Her husband is respected at the city gate and at the ATM. Where he sits amongst the elders of the land. Well, you might have to change your political affiliation for that.
Hey! Party by Labour!
She makes linen garments and sells them. She supplies merchants with slashes, and she is clothed with strength and dignity. She can laugh at the days to come, which I think is a great line. Is no matter what the future holds, and there will be challenges on the way, to have an attitude that you can smile in the rain. She speaks with wisdom. She has faith and instruction on her tongue, which lines up with her vocation. She watches over the affairs of the household and does not eat the bread of idleness. Her children arise and call her blessed. And I just want to say, once you get to the ripe old age of 58, there's probably nothing greater than to be loved and respected by your own kids, isn't it? And then to hope that blessing comes on through the generations, that might be grandchildren and great-grandchildren.
No pressure, Rob.
No pressure. No pressure. No pressure. No pressure. But we've got Frankie, and that's really special. I was kind of hoping we'll do better with that in time. But we acknowledge this day, and I want to thank those that have come to make this day special, particularly some of you guys have come from Australia and committed pretty significantly financial for travel for families to be here. Because Aaron failed to write his notes down on us, thank you, that I just had to put that into my speech, Aaron, but I've got it covered for you. Got your back, mate. Look, Adele and I are just absolutely thrilled to have Aaron as part of our family. We're really quiet, reserved. We're really quite reserved in our place, so having Aaron around is quite a shock. Simon Lawrence said to me, "Oh, it's a happy but sad day for you, I suppose. You know, you're losing a daughter, but you know." I said, "Well, you know, Rachel left home when she was 17 and went off to university in Waikato, so it feels like she's been kind of gone from that under our influence, under our roof for a very long time. But there is no sense like that at all. We're just absolutely thrilled for you, Rachel, and absolutely thrilled most of the time to have Aaron as part of our family. And we just pray a real blessing over you and your marriage together. Thank you very much, Ryan.
Alright everyone, that's the formalities finished up here. So we're going to invite you downstairs. So we're going to have dessert down there, and then it'll be the dancing and all the good fun stuff. Aaron's going to drag everyone onto the dance floor.
Every single one of you.
So just a few reminders before we do that. There's no glasses or bottles to go onto the dance floor. There's like a barrel beside the dance floor that you can leave them on. To reminder to take photos with the Love Heart glasses. We want to get a photo of everyone to go see Wes. If you haven't done that already, down in the far side in the bottom story, there's a globe there that Rachel and Adam would love everyone to sign as a memento. Children are to remain in the cottage. Just remind you that smoking is over in the courtyard there. I think that's about it for notices, but we might just go down one table at a time. Do you want to go first or last?
We'll go first, but also just thank you to our amazing MCs too, so I reckon give it up here.
So if this table want to move downstairs, and then once they're down, the middle can go.
Ow. What in the heck?